Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inspired and Empowered Living TV show and podcast. We are live Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern on Talk Forward TV, W4WN, and my YouTube channel. And today we will be continuing to talk about Serenity Now. Strategies for staying peaceful in uncertain times. In a world full of uncertainty and constant change, finding inner peace can feel like an impossible task. Join us today as we explore practical techniques and transformative mindsets to help you stay calm and centered no matter what is happening and life throws your way. So discover how to cultivate serenity and strength even in the most challenging times so that you can live an inspired and empowered life. Let's create a life you love. I'm your host, Nanci Deutsch, licensed clinical social worker, certified hypnotherapist, and intuitive breakthrough expert. I combine my counseling, coaching, and intuitive abilities to transform your life. And this show is not a replacement for therapy or counseling. It is for educational purposes only. So I see that we have Allie in the house. Good morning, Allie. And last week, we talked a lot about boundaries and setting boundaries and self-care. Really, really crucial for being able to stay serene and peaceful. And today, what I want to talk to you about is really helping you to change your perceptions on how you see things and what you can do to change the way you see things. So, what I want to share is that no matter what is happening in your life, you can choose how you view things. And really, how you view things is going to make all the difference. And what you are saying to yourself. What are the messages that you're giving to yourself? Now, I'm going to also talk about my Psych 101, so we're all on the same page. You have your conscious mind. Your conscious mind decided to watch the show today, to be here now, whether you're listening or viewing live or at a later time. Thank you, conscious mind of yours. Your conscious mind empowers you to make powerful, important decisions. And those decisions can really make the difference in how you're feeling. And if you notice that and you become consciously aware that you're not feeling the way you would like, your conscious mind empowers you to say, you know what? I'm choosing to think and feel differently. What can I do for myself today? And we're going to talk more about techniques and things you can do to help you shift your mindset, your subconscious mind. When you go on automatic and you are totally in reaction mode, so you could be reacting to a person, a place. It could be something that happened, a situation in your life. You could be in total automatic mode. Your subconscious mind is the part of you from the moment you were conceived to present time, has recorded every moment that you've been alive. And what happens is your subconscious mind immediately goes into default pattern. When you have a situation or an experience that's happening, whether it's for yourself or in a relationship or in the world, boom, your subconscious mind goes into reaction mode. And also in your subconscious mind is not only everything that was recorded in your life, all the limiting beliefs and emotions, but we're also talking about ancestral patterns and past life patterns. So all of those aspects need to be healed and cleared. And look, this is a journey, okay? This is a journey. It's not a destination. So I want to remind you, every step, even one, let's say during the day, you have 35,000 decisions a day. And if you start changing only a few of those, you're making a change in your life. So I just want to remind you of that. And I see that we have a question from Country Corners. Is it easy to make the shift in thinking? So, yes and no. Okay. So, yes, you are empowered. That's why your conscious mind makes you different than the animal kingdom, because your conscious mind empowers you to say, yes, I choose to change my thinking. Now, remember, your subconscious mind has gone into default mode. So that old thinking or the negative thinking is the subconscious going into automatic. It's what you're used to. It's what you've been trained, perhaps all your life. If you, for example, if you grew up in a chaotic family and there was a lot of chaos and a lot of turmoil throughout your childhood, guess what? If you don't heal that pattern of chaos and turmoil, you will either A, repeat it so that you're creating chaos and turmoil, not terminal, turmoil, and you will end up repeating that pattern in your life, in your family, or very often you can either do the same or the opposite of what you learned. So if you have very strict boundaries or very strict guidelines on how things should be, and maybe you're actually OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, or everything has to be really neat and clean and totally in its place, and if anything's moved out of its place, then you're feeling out of control and in chaos. Because so what you've done is you've gone to the opposite extreme of what you grew up. And so either one of those is not the healthy point. learning to heal that energy so that you can find the balance. And the balance point is where health is. So, yes, you can make changes in your thinking. And if you keep working and becoming more and more aware of what you're thinking, now, very often, I know that many people, look, I have this in my life, and especially, and I work with a lot of clients. I would say most clients can very easily go into what I call thinking mode. Da, 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 da. I okay. So Anastasia asked the question, how do we realize this is happening and how do we fix it? Okay, that's part of what I'm going to be talking about. So as soon as you become aware that you're in thinking mode, the first step is to be able to say, this isn't how I choose to think. I am choosing to think new thoughts, think differently. So, what you might want to do is find a thought or a feeling, because a lot of times you will think a thought and then feel a feeling, or you'll notice a feeling which actually is attached to a thought. They go hand in hand. And so whichever one you become aware of first, if you notice you feel a feeling like fear, anger, irritability, grief, shame, guilt, any of those feelings are feelings that you want to become aware of. Now, feelings are also messages that you need to take notice of. But you also, I always talk about doing the two types of clearing. You want to do the daily clearing so that you're clearing your body, mind, and spirit. And you want to do the deeper clearing. The deeper clearing is clearing those sabotaging subconscious patterns that lead to the limiting beliefs and the emotions that do not help you to feel the higher vibration or higher energy or feeling positive, like peace, love, joy, serenity, gratitude. Those are all higher states feelings. And when you are thinking the higher, better thoughts, your feelings will go along with it. Or when you start feeling better, you could go either way, in one way or the other. Then you will notice you will start thinking more positive thoughts. So the first step is that conscious awareness, because you can't change something that you are not consciously aware. Once you become aware that you are in the place where you can start shifting, then you start taking the actions to make the shifts. Now, remember, your perception, your thinking, your feelings are all in your control, because, like, even though you have a reaction and you may react like that, it's your power of choice to change that reaction that empowers you to heal, to grow, and to change. So choosing to change your thoughts, that awareness, so then you can start making those conscious changes. Now, Anastasia, if this is helpful and answered your question, let me know. If there was another piece, let me know. Okay, I'll get to Misty's in a sec. I also have a sense that part of it is, if you grew up in the chaos or you go to the opposite end, it's learning, become aware that this is your default pattern. Again, that conscious awareness. Because once you have the conscious awareness, you can change the default pattern by doing the deeper work. And the deeper work can be somatic work, body centered work. It could be hypnosis. It could be other types of healing modalities that will help you to make the shifts that you need to make to change your consciousness so that you can create more peace and serenity. Wherein, when if you grew up in the chaos or you only have the order, now listen, order is not bad, and I really want you to get this, okay? Order and structure are usually really important for health, okay? So it's not all or nothing, but I really want to support you if you are get anxious because things are out of place. That's where there may be help, where you may want help, where so that you can then be able to have structure and order without having to go into anxiety if something is not the way you want it or out of place. Okay. So I just want to make that clear. Okay. So hopefully Anastasia says, I believe I covered it. Good. Okay. So let's get to Misty's question or comment or something. Misty says, it seems that the negative feelings have more strength at times. So what happens is, yeah, most of us have grown up with the negative feelings, okay? Especially if you grew up in families where there was chaos or drama or control or manipulation or abuse. All of those things can lead to trauma, which leads to negative feelings. And negative feelings like the fear or terror. Okay, so remember, there are the 5 major feelings, and of those feelings, all of the feelings grow out of that. So you have fear, you have anger, and from anger, there's more intense, like rage and hatred, or annoyance, irritable, frustration. Those are all coming from anger. And then you may have emotions. Now, here, grief. And grief, there's sadness and there's crying and could be disappointment. So all of those come from that grief. And then you have shame and guilt, which are the feelings of disgust, but there's shame and guilt and humiliation and all those feelings. And then where you want to go to is the glad, the happy, the joy, the peace, the serenity. That's what you're moving to go for. And the negative feelings, most of the time, we're used to them. And so it may take a lot of power and willpower and shifting your mindset and becoming more and more conscious to change those default emotions into more positive emotions. And the negative emotions, because we're so familiar with them, and those that are really intense, like, no, well, they all can get really intense. Because if you think about it, we all have a scale of emotion. Okay. So even the emotion of fear, you can feel fear, and you can feel a little fear, maybe a drop of fear. And then there's bigger fear and more fear and more fear. You get to the other extreme, and it could be terror. And each emotion has a scale of all the different levels and layers each one has. Anger, you can feel a little annoyance or annoyed, or maybe a little frustrated, and then you could start feeling more anger or angry, frustrated, until you get to the extreme where there's hatred or rage, which can be really scary. So every feeling has an intensity. And so it's learning to understand and feel your feelings and listen to the intensity. But the most important thing is you want to be able to work through those emotions so that you are feeling more serenity and peace and calm. Now, one of the ways that is a powerful prayer is called the Serenity Prayer by let me tell you the Serenity Prayer. Now, the Serenity Prayer is actually by Reinhold Niebuhr. It is a prayer that they use in 12-step programs, but it is such a powerful prayer that I recommend you all can use it, because it really puts things in perspective. And I'm talking about like the main part of the prayer. There is a bigger version, but I'm talking about the version of the Serenity Prayer that is. It asks for you to accept what you can't change, the courage to change what you can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So, bottom line is, you're not going to be able to change world events, or you can't change other people or how they are, but you can change yourself. And having the courage to change yourself is actually a game changer in life. Because when you start changing your thoughts, your patterns, your mindsets, changing the way you think, changing the way you feel, all of those are ways that you can create the changes in your life. So it's not about what's happening outside of you. It's really what's happening inside of you. It's making the changes in your thoughts and your feelings that will change how you perceive, how you think, how you function, and of course, how you feel. And that is really important and powerful. And remember, you all have the power to do this by becoming conscious of what you're thinking and feeling in every moment. Now, if you start noticing that you're getting upset about something that's happening in the country, in your country, something that's happening in the world, the most important thing is for you to say, one, what do I need to do to change how I'm feeling about this? Because your fear is not going to help people on the other side of the world. It's not going to help people on the other side of the country. What you can do is you can pray, turn those fears into prayers, and start praying for change. Start praying for help in your in your life or in the lives of others. Now, So if a disaster happens, either in your area, in the country, in your country, know that you can pray and ask for help and pray that that all the people that need help get help. And to me, what I have found in my life is that that empowers me. And so that empowers you to do, like you're doing something positive, something constructive. You can't change what's happening, but you can change how you view it and what you do about it. Now, some of you may be called to social action. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say there are people that have had children that have been murdered or commit suicide. And what they do with that is they decided to create a foundation in honor of their child. And so they take their grief and they take their anger and they transform it into something positive. Or if there's something that you feel that there's injustice about, ask yourself, what can I do? What kind of social action can I do that will help me feel empowered and make a difference? So know that you have the opportunity to change how you feel and what you do with the feelings and the thoughts. You can turn the negative into positive and constructive. And one of the ways that you can help yourself is to do a meditation. Now, that's one of the tools that I recommend people use. And I've actually created a meditation that can help you tap into your intuition. It can help you calm down, clear your energy. Ask if you need to make a decision, or you want to ask for the message of the day. You can do that. And so go to inspired and empowered living.com/meditation. So, Rebel, can you post that? It's the name of the show, inspired and empowered living.com/meditation, meditation. And this meditation can really help you and support you in being able to calm yourself down, to change how you're thinking. It's the first step in change and making the changes in your life. Inspired and empowered living.com/meditation. And along with the meditation, you can also choose to get the PDF. So you can walk yourself through it by reading and trying it on your own. So I really want to support you in doing this that will help you get the benefits of finding a way to get calmer and clearer. And when you're calmer and clearer, and there is that peace, the quietness, you're able to listen to your intuition and to receive the information your intuition is guiding you to do. Because your intuition can guide you in your life in every way to help you be able to make the changes that you want, that will create the shifts to help you create the inspired and empowered life. So changing those perceptions, remembering that it's not about you, what's going on, even other people's stuff. You may take it personally, but it's not personal. If a person is going to react to you and then you react to them, that doesn't help. It's learning to catch yourself in the reaction. Now, I know that isn't always so easy. So it is a journey, it is a process. So I just want to go over some other ways. You want to learn more mindfulness techniques and meditation. So mindfulness techniques is bringing yourself back into present time, into what's going on here and now. Okay. So we're now going to talk about ways that you can bring yourself back to help you have serenity and peace now. So again, the conscious awareness, once you become aware that you're in thinking mode or you're feeling fear or you're feeling angry, you can say, okay, what can I do for myself now? And one of the first things, you can start becoming more mindful. A mindfulness activity is becoming aware of your breath. You know, I'm always talking about breath. And so it's learning to tune into your breath, to tune into your body, or to tune into your environment. You can start counting objects or naming them on the table. Like, for example, oh, there's a cup. There is actually a glass that I drink from. And in my glass, it says, believe, reminding me to believe. And remember, everything is energy, like everything is energy. So how you're feeling, what you're thinking is energy. And you want to move that energy to something more positive. And so there's a cup full of pens and markers. So start naming things in your environment. That is another mindfulness technique. So you have noticing your breath, working with your breath, feeling your body, tuning into your body, your breath, your feet, noticing how you're feeling in your body, noticing where you are. Are you sitting down? Are you walking? Are you driving? Becoming mindful of your activities can help bring you into present time. When you're not feeling, okay, when you have a reaction, usually it's not from present time, unless something's happening to you right here, right now. Like here's the thing. If all of a sudden you hear news of a loved one that's passed, that's something that you may feel grief right away, or you may go into shock. If you are safe right here and now, if you're not safe, you want to get yourself to safety. But most of the time, your reactions are coming from your past or your future. So your past, you may be feeling angry, frustrated, depressed about your situation you're in, or it could be a person that triggered, even though it's happening in present time, it triggered something old. If you're having an emotional reaction out of proportion to the situation, it's triggered something old. And so it's becoming aware of all of that, becoming mindful, and then taking steps to change that. And It's learning how to build resilience, learning how to bounce back from life's challenges and find strategies and tools that will help you build that resilience so that when you have the mental or the emotional setbacks, you can find the ways to bring yourself back. The coping skills, you want to find healthy coping skills. And you want to be able to learn how to bounce back with strength and grace. And it's, again, this is the journey. This is learning opportunities. Okay? We are all in the journey, learning opportunities. And you want to be able to find stress management tools. Now, very often, a lot of these tools may be similar, like breath work is going to be a tool you can use for everything. And you take it with you wherever you go, and you don't have to pay for it. So, finding your breath, using your breath, working with your breath, an important tool to use. And learn how to identify when you're when you're feeling really stressed out, and then you start taking the coping skills, the activities that will support you in reducing or managing your stress better. And what can you do to have the mindset shifts? So, again, the self-care practices, and always reaching out for connection and support, finding a support network, finding perhaps a support group, reaching out to supportive friends who will support you when you need it. We all need that interconnection and the people that will support us when we're feeling like we need to reach out. So it's learning to find the tools inward. So, tools to help you shift your mindset, tools to help you shift what you're thinking or feeling, like journaling, like meditation, like exercise, yoga, movement, going out in nature, breathing, finding the things that will support you in reducing your stress, things that will help you shift your emotions. There's something called the emotion code. You're tapping, and you can tap. You can find YouTube videos on tapping, emotional freedom technique, or EFT. That's a tool you can use. I've told clients to be able go into the bathroom and be able to take the time and breathe and tap in the stall, breathe in the stall, do your affirmations, positive statements. Now, here's the thing with affirmations and positive statements: totally believe in positive thinking. However, you want to be able to do the mindset, emotional shift, usually before the affirmation or the intention. Now, some people can be able to get a shift from saying the affirmation. It really depends how deeply you're in having challenges. If you're deep in an emotion, saying an affirmation like, I'm at peace right now, I'm at peace right now, is not going to help you. But if you say something like, okay, I'm feeling really stressed out, I'm feeling a lot of fear right now, what can I do? All right, let me start my breathing exercises. I think I need to go out for a walk and go out in nature. If you live near nature, go for it. So breathe, go out in nature, go for a walk, and start working your way down and start taking care of yourself. This is self-care. Do the exercises that will help support you in calming yourself down and bringing yourself back into a calmer state. Now, if you've been really triggered by somebody and all of a sudden you get really angry, I want to support you not to react right away. Breathe, remove yourself. You'll go back to that person when you feel like you can calmly state it. Now, if you can do that within a few seconds or minutes, go for it. But if you need more time to calm yourself down, breathe, go outside, you can do the same thing and ask yourself, what's triggering me? This is for both. This is for all. What's really going on for me that I'm feeling this fear or I'm feeling this anger? What happened? Or what am I really scared of? So, for example, let's say there's a situation in your life, and let's say, okay, you have money issues, and all of a sudden you've lost your job, and you're going into fear and panic. That's not going to help you. But if you can gain calm and peace, you can ask your intuition, what steps can I take? And it may be to get a resume and look for another job. It may be to go out and look for other possibilities, other people to work for. Pick up the phone. You may be guided to call somebody you haven't called. You may be guided to go on LinkedIn or Facebook. You may be guided by your intuition, but you can't hear your intuition if you're in a state of fear, panic, or anger. And it's about learning to calm yourself down, use those tools, and then ask, what's my next step? So those are ways. These are possibilities that you can use to keep moving forward, to find the serenity and the peace right here, right now. And I want you all to know that all of you can do this. You have the power within you, and it's your conscious mind. Your conscious mind, as soon as you become aware, you can take positive action that will change how you are thinking and feeling, changing your mindset. It can make all the difference in how you feel. And I want you all to know that you can do it. You all have it within you. And you can also ask for help from your superconscious mind. That part of you connected to the universe, to God, higher power, whatever you choose to call it. There's your higher self, the wise, unconditionally loving part of you, your soul. There's angels and guides and beings of light, and they're all here to support you and help you for the asking. And so ask. Remember to ask. And know that you have a spiritual support team there for you. And that's also can help bring you back to that place of peace and serenity. And so, thank you all for being here. And we'll have more inspired and empowered living. Next week, we'll be doing a replay, but join me for the next live show on Tuesday after Labor Day. If you're listening live, if you're listening to the podcast, you can listen 24/7 on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora, Apple, Amazon, and more. And we are live Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern on talk4tv.com, w4wn.com, my YouTube channel. And I want to wish you all an inspired and empowered day and an inspired and empowered week. Have a great one, everybody. Bye for now.